Y'all tired yet? Hold on, y'all tired yet? Mike, come on, we gotta remove. No, I'm not doing that song. I'm not doing that song. Man, come on, let's stop playing. Come on, man. All right, I'm gonna do the song. Do this last song. Oh, I'm gonna do last song. I did this song. Y'all didn't know I did this. I need everybody to put your hands up like this. Y'all know what it is. Put it up. Everybody just put it up. I wrote the song back in 1996. Put it up, baby. I see y'all pulling it already. Come on. South, baby. And tell the POK 95 South. Y'all get ready for it. We are Facebook song. Y'all ain't trying yet, right? Y'all ain't trying, right? Y'all got some more in you. I ain't got no more in you. I ain't got no more in you. Right now.
Woo, big baby! I hope you are tuning in. If you are, you just saw an amazing performance from our special surprise celebrity guest, Mr. Mike himself from the 95 South 69 Boys. Oh. For those of you that don't know, I am your host, Nicole, Nikki Ward, and that man there's ex-wife, as well as one of your favorite couples from After Happily Ever After on BET. Make sure that you're catching it, as well as president of African American Women Trucking Association. Boy, you know I'm Jamaican. All of those titles, huh? Well, make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and you are making sure you are tuning in. Tell the world we got Mike on the line. Drop him in, honey. I am excited. Man, woo!
Hey, whoop, okay. There it is, baby. Okay. Whoop, there it is.
Hey, not Mr. Grammy nominated, Soul Train Music Award nominated, BMI Songwriter of the Year in 1996, woo, and Source Awards. What you got going on, Mr. Mike? How you doing?
I did all those things. Wow.
That's what they say, honey. That's what the rumors say. How
yes,
you doing,
yes.
Mike? Thank you for being on the show.
No, thank you for having me. Like you're doing such a great thing, you know. And plus, when you call, I come anyway. So yeah.
Ooh, look how times have changed, honey. Look how times have changed. See, also, what you got to do sometime, ladies, you got to divorce them. Then they respond a lot better. Teach them. No,
don't divorce me again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. I went through it one time. I don't want to go through it again. Don't do it again.
Well, you're more like my cousin now, so we have a different relationship. I'm feeling this one a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
It has.
Man, we got a lot to talk about, Mr. Mike.
I'm ready. I'm
Man,
ready.
you a great man. You a legend.
Well, I try to do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I just, I was just hanging out with my friends, and we just happy to,
sell 20 million records.
We sold a lot of records. We sold what 20 million, maybe 25 million records. So yeah, just hanging out with my friends. I mean, what a job, huh? You hang out with your friends, you get money.
Man, that's the best type of job I've ever seen in my life. Hanging out with my friends, doing hood rat things.
Yes.
Doing hood rat things and then selling 20, 25 million records. I know that's right.
My friends, they kind of hood rat. So yeah.
Well, tell us where you from. Where you and your hood rat friends are from.
Well, I am originally from Duval County. That's Jacksonville, Florida. For some of y'all geographically. I moved to Orlando in 1990, and we set up shop down in Orlando, and I moved up to Atlanta in 2022. So I met the love of my life in Orlando, in APK, a pop Florida. Know what I'm talking about?
Okay, well, before we start talking about the love of your life, let's get back to some of this music. So it did cut out a little bit. I heard that you were from Jacksonville, Florida. I know a lot of people felt like bass music came out of Miami. Why is that? Why are you compared to Miami bass music?
Well, because that's where it originated from. Like when African Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force came out with Planet Rock, it was an up tempo. And then hip hop took a swing. It took a turn, and they slowed it down. The people in Florida, we didn't want to slow it down.
Okay.
So we kept that 138 beats per minute tempo, and it was usually the Miami artists and the DJs that kept the records going. Even though we're from the top of the state, they're from the bottom of the state, so they just grouped it all together and said it was Miami bass music because a lot of our influences came from some of the groups down south, like Luke, Uncle Al. It's just everybody. DJ KJ and Cooley C. So it was a lot of groups from down south in Florida that influenced our sound.
Ooh, you naming some throwbacks. Some of these names, some of y'all born before the 80s might not know some of these names, and a little bit before that because Mike's a little older than me. And so, but yes, I know good music, and hopefully you know good music. If you don't know any of those artists, make sure you get up to date with your history because this one right here is a legend, and definitely some of those names that he's dropping are legends as well. I'm loving that. So, Mike, what was your first song on the radio?
I was in a group called Chill Deal Boys. We had a song called Fat Butt Girls, and that was just. It was one Saturday night. It came on the radio, and we heard it, and we just sat there mesmerized. And it's just, I'll never forget that feeling. Now, our first major hit,
okay,
was Whoop There It Is in 1993. Even though we had some regional hits from 88 to 93, Whoop There It Is the one that broke it open. So,
Whoop There It Is, man, that was a huge track. But I remember there being some kind of confusion. Like I remember there was like Whoop There Is, and then there was like something that sounded similar. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Of course. In February 1993 in February, we released Whoop There It Is, WHOOT. And we were living in Atlanta briefly. And once we were done with the record, we took it to some DJs. And the strip clubs were where all of the songs get played. You can get a hit in the strip club, and that'll take off from there, right?
Nothing's changed in the A.
So we went to a club and gave it to one of the DJs. It just so happens one of the DJs was in the group tag team. And then 2 months later, they came out with a song called Whoop There It Is, WHOOMP. And yeah, and also they recorded their song in the same studio we recorded our song in. So they took it, they dissected it, and everything was just going digital then. And like we said, boy, look at here, look at here, look at here. They said shaka laka, shaka laka. It's just, but it was a big lawsuit, big controversy. So so what our record label did is took two songs, made a mashup, and we got a little bit of bread from that, so we're good. We're good.
Enough for the ex-wife to still get a purse?
Yeah, have my people get with your people.
All right, we'll come back to that. For those of you that are just joining in, we are talking to Mike, 95 South, 69 Boys, Mr. CEO, Beer Mojo, as well as my favorite whatever from BET's After Happily Ever. He was something, Chad. He was something. We appreciate you joining in live. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for leaving us the comments. Make sure you tune in, ask questions. Now is your time to ask Mr. Mike himself any questions you may have. I know he was my favorite artist growing up, y'all. So I am so excited to have him and to share this moment with you. And some of the things that I've been thinking, especially on BET's After Happily Ever After, which we'll talk about at the end. All right. So as we're talking a little bit about music here, Mr. Mike, I know that you guys, you want some soundtracks, like some really, really popular movies. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So my clique, we were called the Bass Mechanics, Quad City DJs, this and that, 95 South, 69 Boys, 24K, Tin Cans. We did a bunch of soundtracks around the 90s. We did countless soundtracks. We did the Bad Boys, the first Bad Boys movie. That was a 69 Boys song called 5050. Here we go. So and then the biggest soundtrack that we did was Space Jam. Quad City DJs had the title song of the whole soundtrack called Space Jam, and that sold maybe up to 10 million.
Whoa!
So, yes, we did a lot of soundtracks. I mean, we did Sunset Park. I got down here. We did High School High.
Okay, High School High. I remember that one.
Yeah. And we did 95 South had a song on a couple of Martin Lawrence movies. So yeah, it was a lot of soundtracks we did.
I love that. And so some of those plaques that you have in the background, are those all representation of the soundtracks, a little bit of your career, 20 million records sold, or a combination of all that?
Well, actually, this one is the Quad City DJs. That was the one record that sold the most. The one song that sold the most. We were top 2 on the pop charts. If it wasn't for the Macarena, we would have the number 1 song in the nation. I still can't stand that song. And one of these down here, this is my first major one. This was the Quad City DJs. Whoop, there it is. It was gold at this time, but it's double platinum. I just hadn't got my other plaques up yet. But yeah, that was my baby right there, because we put a lot of work into that one, and we were hoping it was going to sell 20,000 records. It sold 1 million.
Ooh, it's artists that can't even say that anymore. I love that. Back in the day too, all vinyl, no digital streaming, no Apple Music. They literally went to the store and purchased those albums.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's timeless music, because you can still eat. Like, we do shows. We had a show last weekend. We're still eating off the music that we made, thanks to, everybody that was involved. My little brother, Daddy Black, he's in the group with me, and CC Lemonhead, J Ski, and DJ MA, so we along with the 69 Boys, 3 other player, Fast and Slow, so yeah, just make timeless music and you can eat forever.
Ooh, let's talk about timeless music. Well, I listen, timeless music is a great discussion, and we're actually going to take a short break and then segue into timeless music, something you know a lot about. Shout out to everybody in the private chat. Definitely CTR Media Network is in the house, baby. Shout out to Sheree, She Trucking Platform. We appreciate you logging on, and we have some people in the chat. I can't see your name, but it says, "What's up? What's up?" Hey, what's up? We appreciate you. Make sure you drop your name in the chat. Make sure you drop a comment. We got the one and only legendary Mike in the building.
No, I'm talking about. No, I mean,
boy, get out my screen. We're going to go back. We're going to do a little advertisement. We have an amazing author that I want to talk so much about. This is Trucking Reality Talk. But one of the things we want to do is make sure that we keep it trucking, and we want to support those, especially those that support us. One of the hardest things to do when it comes down to the transportation industry, and we may not even give enough credit, is sometimes to be a spouse or a partner. And I'm going to repeat that. Sometimes to be a spouse and a partner is one of the hardest things to do when it comes down to holding down a truck driver that is over the road and gone for 6 to 8 weeks. And their transition in life changes, their structure in life changes. And sometimes it is not easy. And who's there to make sure that they have some level of support? Well, this young lady, this amazing author, I'm so excited to have the opportunity to meet this young lady as well as read her book. The author is Sandra Covington, and she has a book called The Truck Driver's Wife. And all right, I'm going to repeat that. That is Sandra Covington. This is this beautiful lady right here. And she has wrote The Truck Driver's Wife, a book that makes sure that it shows how to support your spouse, especially spouses that are over the road. Holding it down isn't an easy task. And sometimes you need a little bit of motivation and support. Her book provides a collection of shared experiences, challenges, and rewards of just making sure you're able to stick it out and hold it down when it comes down to your spouse or your significant other being on the road. I think this book offers a great support system once again, as well as when it comes down to the adjustments, the losses and the gains, when it comes down to just making sure that you're able to stand by your spouse and be by your side. This book is available on Amazon, and you can purchase this book off of her website, where she also offers a plethora of resources. So again, if you are a trucker's spouse, a trucker's wife, I think this is an amazing option for you, just so that you can get an understanding that you're not here by yourself, and somebody else understands exactly what you're going through. So again, we appreciate Sandra Covington, and make sure you get your purchase of The Truck Driver's Wife, as this lady shows us how to hold it down. All right, not an easy task. All right, and if you're just joining in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am your host, Nicole Nikki Ward. When we got some man, it's crazy today. I got my ex-husband in the house, y'all. Normally that's not a fun thing, but me and him make money together. So we're going to be on TV together. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring in Mr.
Welcome to a unique dating experience unlike any other.
You gave the relationship all you had.
Wait, we have to share a bed?
Can your ex help you meet your next love?
I'm looking for somebody that's going to make me laugh.
Do I have any low-lying feelings for Nicole? Maybe.
Sorry, I don't agree with their decision.
Are you afraid?
No, who you talking to? Why are we here?
You should be.
After Happily Ever After, series premiere, Wednesday at 10 on BET.
Hey, and there you go. I am your girl, Nicole Nikki Ward, host again of Trucking Reality Talk. And we have our guest, Mike Phillips, also from BET's After Happily Ever After. Y'all, they put us together. I can't wait to tell you about that drama, honey. They done put us together.
I mean, in the same room with one bed.
Oh, Lord. But you know what? We're going to hold that, and we're going to definitely tell the people how you was kicking me with your toenails. But anyways, we're going to move back, and we're going to jump back on. There's a couple of comments, and we want to go ahead and address them. This is your girl, Jen, and filling in the... Hey, Jen. We appreciate that. She's with the She Trucking Movement. Thank you for the support. Hey, sisterhood. That's what we do. Gang. Hey. I love it. Make sure that you leave a comment. Ask your boy some questions, y'all. You know, he wants it. He don't bite. He'll answer them. He'll answer them too, child. He like to talk. But either which way, we just left off talking a little bit about Mike's music. For those of you that don't know, this is a Grammy-nominated, Soul Train Music Award nominated, BMI Songwriter of the Year 1996. And he hot shit. How can I say? I mean, he all right sometimes, but we're going to give him a credit out there in those streets. And we really, really appreciate some of them timeless music that he's put out. So some of that was where we left off. We talked about timeless music. All right. So I'm going to segue into some timeless music and talk about something that's a little dope. Mike, what would you tell? Oh, yeah, I like that. We're going to hold that question right there. So, Mike, we're going to hold that question. We talked about timeless music. And you hear what's kind of going on right now. Compare your music to the music that you have that's in the current generation. What would you say the difference would be?
Well, great question. The artists today, they grew up in a microwave society. They want everything right now, So all you need is one hit right now, and you'll make $1 million $3-4 million in the next 5 years. And then if your song doesn't play anymore, so what? It took me to make $5 million. It can take an old artist, not old, but the artist from back in the 90s. It would take us maybe 5 to 10 years to make $1 million or $2 or $5 million. These artists now, they're making millions in the first year, the first 2 years. So their records may not be played 10 years, 30 years, because Wu Daddy has turned 30 last month. And the Tootsie Roll is going to turn 30 next year. 2 years after that, Come on Ride the Train is going to be 30 years old. So they may not play their records 30 years, but they made all their money in the first 5 years. So it works out the same, I guess. But I like some of the new artists. But they need their money right now. They got to get it right now.
Right.
But when it was a grind for us. So I guess it all works out the same. I'm just blessed to still be getting royalty checks.
Yes.
I got a royalty check from Peloton. I'm like, why am I getting paid from Peloton?
For those of us who don't understand, that are not in the music industry, explain what a royalty check is.
A royalty check is when your song is played all over the world. There's a company. I'm with BMI. You could be with ASCAP, but they track your music. And whenever that computer hears your music playing, whatever that performance is on the radio, TV show, it amounts to something, some money. So sometimes it's 5 cents, sometimes it's $700. So every 3 months you get a check of all the things that accumulated. And like Come on Ride the Train is played on Peloton because they use our music in some of their videos on their training bikes. So when I saw that, I was like, that's really cool. I'm getting paid from Peloton.
That's dope. No, that's real dope. I like that.
Even if it's only 1 cent, all the places that play my record, it could end up $30,000, $100,000 every 3 months. You still getting money from. So that's why I would say, write that timeless music,
And that's why I'm going to say, marry a rapper, ladies. All right. So what I'm just joking. I don't marry a rapper, child. Damn, emotional damage forever. You have a few comments, and we want to make sure that we address them. We have Curtis Ramsey. Hey, Mr. Ramsey. That is Dr. Tina. I believe that's Dr. Tina's husband, actually. And we thank you for joining in and asking these questions. So Dr. Curtis Ramsey says, Mike, what would you tell your younger self? Great question.
That was a great question, Mr. Ramsey. I would tell myself to pay my bills, and keep my zipper zipped up. Because I got a couple of baby mamas out there.
I lucked out, y'all. I ended up not being one of the baby mamas, just an ex-wife. So I'll take that.
Yes, keep my zipper zipped up. Leave them alone. They ain't worth it. And I would have had maybe another $1 million in my pocket if I would have left them alone.
That's good advice. That's good. I like that. We have another question here. Actually, it's a comment from CTR Media Network. Thank you guys for chiming in. It says, wow, this is true passive income at its finest. I think that's pretty interesting. Do you consider, is that something that you make sure when you're telling people that they get in the industry that they're registering their business accurately so they can actually receive royalty checks?
Right. Because people don't understand. It's two parts to the music business. It's the music, and then there's the business, right? So I love the music part of it. I hate the business, but it comes with it. You can't have one without the other. So as you may not like the business part of it, but you got to or have somebody get the business straight for you. So you can't, I want every penny, every dollar that I work for, sleeping on the floors at the studio, missing my children's birthdays and basketball games because I wanted to provide for them.
That's right.
So I got a child in college right now. He's 19 years old, my youngest, and I need that money to he needs to go back home for the summer. I got to go pick him up. So, it's like I need every dollar, and you got to make sure that business part is right. along with the music, and too many people focus on the music and not the business.
Yeah, yeah, and that's unfortunate. That goes with a lot of, I think, in a lot of different industries. You know, people think everything is a playtime, but you actually got to work hard in order to see. You know, you got to work hard, and you got to know what's going on. You got to understand your business. It's not just like you said, just the music or any type of business. The trucking, I use that. There's still some back end that you have to make sure you tie into that to make sure your business is successful. And a lot of that's really, really great advice. We got another question here. How do you handle stress and pressure? Ooh, especially because your ex-wife name is Nicole Nikki Ward. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Stress and pressure. It's not a lot of pressure. It's not a lot of pressure. You just, just hang around people that bring you peace. You know, hang around people that bring you peace. There's not a lot of stress. Now going on the road, it ain't as fun as ever. I mean, we're actors. Music people are actors.
Correct.
And going to, being on the road, it's dangerous. You know how dangerous being on the road is. The trucking world is dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on a bus or a van or whatever, and we're on the road. It gets kind of stressful when you really don't want to go to a show. You really don't want to go to the airport, but you got a phone bill to pay. You got electricity bill to pay. You got a child in college. You got, so you got dog food you got to buy. So you go and you make that money. And, it's not, go backstage. It's not a lot of partying, everything. Now, we used to, but we stopped that in 2000. But in the 90s, it was a bunch of partying and strippers and drinks, but we don't do that.
Got on the babies.
Well, no, none of them was out. None of them was one night stand babies. None of them was one night stand babies.
All right.
I had relationships with all of them. Some of them at the same time, but I had relationships with all of them. Just I should have told the other one that I was having. But anyway,
Lord, y'all see why I'm divorced, right? Okay. No, that's awesome, Mike. I appreciate that. Well, the good news is you've gotten older, you've gotten wiser, and you get the business. Like you said, you realize it's just not music, it's music business. And you've definitely put the two together. I've watched your success. Hell, I always tell people I was one of your biggest fans. I still may be your biggest fan. The running joke that we always say is that when the train came out, I was in my 5th grade cotillion. And so Yeah. How old were you when I was in the 5th grade, Mike? How old were you in 95?
27.
I was 9. So he wasn't dating me at the time, guys. You know what I mean? I'm just watching him on The Box for those of you that know about The Box, okay? That's a throwback moment. If you don't, make sure you Google it and ask your mama.
You got in trouble for spending up your mama money on The Box.
Listen, one time I took that lady credit card, y'all. This is a true story, and I'm over there trying because you had to call it in, right? And you got to give the credit card information. I didn't understand. It shows on the statement. And my mom's real Jamaican. She said, "Box? What kind of box this?" Child, Lord, and I got in trouble for using my credit card for The Box, y'all. But hey, what I did is I manifested my husband at the time, and I say that all the time, and he knows that. That's why I believe in the power of manifestation. True story. I was going Google Gaga over this guy. And so obviously you want to manifest higher, vibrate a little bit higher with higher goals, okay? Preferably to your life and to your business. But at the time it did apply to my life. I was a model, I was an actress, and I really, really was in tune. You know, I'm a Florida girl, Jamaican, and we loved bass music. And so, to have an opportunity to marry somebody that I saw on TV and was one of my idols was definitely a dream come true. So just thought I would share that little bit with everyone. You know what I mean? So it's about 8:30. We're going to take a little quick commercial break, and we're going to do something new. Instead of me talking about Mr. Mojo, Beard Mojo's product, we got Mr. Beard Mojo here in itself. Mr. Mike going to go ahead and talk a little bit about his product and how incredible it was. And gentlemen, and some of you ladies that got facial hair too, because that happens. Make sure you use this product, from beardmojo.com. All right, Mr. Mike. There you go.
Okay. So as you know, I am Mike. I do music, reality TV with my with my beautiful ex-wife Nicole. But I'm into beard products and this natural skincare products. One of the companies that I founded is called beardmojo.com. And this is beardmojo.com here. All right. So beardmojo.com is beard products. It's products for your beard, all natural, handmade. I make them with my hand here at my house. And what I focus on is not just making your beard soft, manageable. Because if you smell it, can you smell that? Smell it? Yeah, it smells good. It smells good. But also making sure that the skin under the beard is moisturized, conditioned, so you can have a great beard. Great beards don't come from bad skin, right? Great beards come from great skin. So everything is all natural products. It's shea butter based. And the one good thing about shea butter is it stops the bumps. I use razors and I don't have any bumps. I use razors. That's because I use shea butter. And yeah, it's beardmojo.com, and for all of the members and the viewers here, use the code AATWA. Go to beardmojo.com, use that code, and you will get 20% off AAWTA. and Father's Day is coming up, So ladies, get your man something, go in, shop around, see if you like something. And fellas, if your spouse allows you to wear a beard, you might as well have it soft and smelling good for, okay? So make sure you go to our beardmojo.com and pick up something. Someone asked, how did I get into beard products? And to tell you the truth, I like making beard products a tad bit better than I like doing music. I don't know why. Because I can take some ingredients, some all natural ingredients, and make beard butter from that will make your beard manageable, soft, moisturized, smells good, and it promotes beard growth. Because you got patchiness in your beard, get you some of this beard butter. It's Beard Mojo beard butter. We got 4 different scents, and I kind of like this just a tad bit better. So Beard Mojo, get your mojo back. All right.
All right, Mr. Beard Mojo, get your mojo back, especially for you gentlemen. Y'all out here trying to impress us. Y'all want to look good and everything. Scraggly beards ain't never it. That's one of the reasons the guy kind of got me. I don't know if it's going to keep your woman, but it might get you one. So make sure you guys.
It may get her. It may not keep her, but it may get.
It might get
her.
All right, www.beardmojo.com, and we really appreciate the promo code Mike AAWTA to receive 20% off on your order. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that. All right, if you're just tuning in, we are on the line with Mike, Mr. 95 Style Beard Mojo CEO, and as well as my ex-husband. And a little bit of, I don't know what they want to call him, child. From BET's After Happily Ever After, we did the damn thing, kind of, sort of. We'll talk a little bit about more. But before we go into it, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I am your host, Nicole Nikki Ward. Excited to be here on our 5th episode of Trucking Reality Talk. Let's go. And we are talking about the music business. Now, something that's been real hot in the media lately is Freaknik. All right. And we talked about some of your throwbacks. Now, didn't you actually do a video at Freaknik? Atlanta, ATL, right?
You know what? I'm so happy that we didn't have camera phones back then. Because some of the things that we were doing back then could get us in a lot of trouble right now, right? So, a lot of people don't know that we shot Whoop There It Is video at Freaknik. In 1993. And we shot the Tootsie Roll video in 94, all at Freaknik. So, I am a Freaknik icon. You know what I'm talking about? Like I am Freaknik.
All right, let me back up real quick because I know we got into it because we excited. Most of us are probably from the South, or even if you're not from the South, you've heard of Freaknik, honey, because right now it is out and about. People were traveling all over the world to come to Atlanta, and it was a huge ordeal. It has some of the raunchiest things you ever heard or seen of, but it also has some of the best music, iconic videos that you've ever heard of, such as the one that Mike just talked about. So make sure you check that documentary out that's out right now, talking a little bit about Freaknik.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of videos and pictures of me floating around. I was skinny. I didn't have this big beard. I had a little beeper on the side. You know what I'm saying? You had to let them know you had a beeper. You know what I'm saying? You was balling if you had a beeper.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's a couple of pictures floating around with me at Freaknik. So
what made those moments so iconic?
Just everybody. See, we had a formula. BCR, Black College Reunion in Daytona, and Freaknik. So what we would do is we was the first groups to promote heavily at these places. We knew everybody from the South, North, everywhere was going to be at these spots for a weekend. We make sure we gave out more cassette tapes, more T-shirts. Everybody had the 95 South, whoop, there it is with the arrow on the back shirts. And we make sure that we promoted at these places because we didn't have to go to South Carolina, Tennessee, Chicago, Detroit. They came to us. So we gave them our music, and one of our strategies was every guy that had that get down in a trunk. And if you're not from the South, you're not from Florida, you know what get down is. If they had those speakers in their cars and it was loud music, we gave them a tape and they played it. And the girls heard the bass in the coming out of the car. So they wanted to know what was that. And they actually went back to their hometowns or their college towns or wherever they were from. And they actually requested the songs and radios, went to the record stores. So that was how we promoted Woot, there it is. We was on the independent, and even Tootsie Roll, we were independent. So we promoted at those places and it worked. It worked. And then the following year, everybody did it. But yeah, we were the pioneers of that.
I know that's right. We're going to take a few comments and then we're going to pivot a little bit because I know everyone want to know how your old ass got this young woman. So we go back up. So a few comments here. We have Curtis Ramsey again. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you tuning in, Mr. Ramsey. That said, great pitch. That was one of the comments that he just said a while ago was great pitch. So when you were just having that conversation about your formula, sounds like an excellent thing. I think as an entrepreneur, you got to come up with something that works. And when you find something that works, you use it over and over and over. And when it stops working, re-strategize and use it again. All right.
Exactly. Beardmojo.com. You know what it is. You know what it's about. And you know the website, all in one word, beardmojo.com.
That's right. And my man has a formula for success, and he's developed beardmojo.com in addition to using that formula. I love that. There was another question here. It said, what was that defining moment when you knew that you made it? That's a really good question. I've asked that myself. Share that with us.
I knew we made it when the Arsenio Hall show called us. Listen, I ain't have to do nothing else after that. I'm on Arsenio Hall, right? So I was looking at Arsenio Hall and he said, whoop, there it is. And then somebody else said, well, there's another song like that too. And he said, you know what? Let's have both of them on the show. We'll do like a fundraiser and you call in 1-900 number. You call in and vote for your favorite song, which one of the songs you want. And when they had us on there, I didn't have to sell one record. I was on Arsenio Hall.
I'm that's right.
I'm good. That was the moment when I knew hanging out with them clowns.
With my friends.
Yes, I got some funny friends. You done met all my friends.
I love your friends.
They have no sense at all. So hanging out with them, I knew it paid off. when I saw us on Arsenio Hall.
What an incredible journey to grow up. You hear these stories a lot where children grow up with one another and they have these dreams and they're literally, there's hobbies and hobbies turn into hits. That's just so incredible to live that and have that type of journey with your friends and then still be able to look back and say we made it. I just think that's incredible. There was another question. I think this one is for me. Mr. Ramsey said, Nikki, what is the best thing you could say about Mike? Oh man, I probably should send it to you in an email because if he hears me say it aloud, his head's gonna get bigger. But I actually think he's I know it's right. No, but I actually think he's the best rapper alive. Believe it or not. His talent got me from a million miles away on a screen. This man is full of talent. I think he is a mastermind. He's written so much music for so many people. I mean, just having the opportunity to share the screen with him. See, I've never had the chance to really share the limelight with Mr. Mike Mike, but having the opportunity to share the limelight on BET's After Happily Ever After was absolutely incredible. And we did that thing. Stay tuned for more. Great question.
Yes.
Great question. All right, and we have She Trucking that put a comment. Wow. All right, so you blowing them away. Nothing's changed. You blowing the people away. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
On the next After Happily Ever After,
This is a whole new Nicole from what I thought I knew.
our guest, Iyanla Van Zant, has arrived.
But you didn't know her at all. I believe that's why he's having a hard time finding me love.
And our couples are digging deep.
It's not just about you. Oh, I'm in the house and I want a date.
Why are we here?
So we're here
to find love.
Can they reconcile old wounds?
It really reminds me of the time that Pam cheated on me.
All new After Happily Ever After, tonight at 10 on BET.
Woof. And it seems like it's that time, y'all. So this is the part that all of you guys have been waiting for. You spent the last 5 episodes hearing a little bit about me, seeing these clips of BET's After Happily Ever After. Now, my castmate, my ex-husband, and still one of the best rappers alive, I get to share this opportunity with him, and you guys get to hear it. So now you get to know. Everybody wants to know about BET's After Happily Ever After. Y'all ready?
Yeah, that was crazy. Now, mind you, see, people didn't know that I hadn't laid eyes on you since 2011.
Uh-huh.
We shot the show in 2022.
Yep. We divorced in 2011.
Right.
And I had not seen this man until we taped BET's After Happily.
I mean, you dreamed about me and you thought about me, I know, but
they were like nightmares.
You haven't seen me since 2011, and it was just really wild to see just how much in shape you were. Like you were fine there, but when I saw you on the show, I was like, but then they had us sleeping in the same room, and that was all good. I forgot how much I hated sleeping in the same room with you because you sleep so damn light. Listen.
For those of you just tuning in, I am your host, Nicole Nikki Ward, and my guest here is Mike, Mr. 95 South, 69 Boys, my ex-husband, as well as a castmate from BET's After Happily Ever After. We are talking a little bit about our experience as an ex-couple that actually had to share the same bed, share the same house, share the same everything, something we haven't done in many, many years, which is the reason we got divorced. And child, we ended up on a TV show. And it was one of the best things that kind of happened to us. What were you thinking, Mike? What made you do BET's After Happily Ever After?
Well, when you called, listen, I was just trying to make some, I was just trying to buy me a house. I was like, you know what? I'm just doing my thing, because child support had just ended. I ain't had no more child support. I was good. I said, let me save up some of this money. I'm going to buy me a house. I'm going to do my thing. Then you called. I thought something was wrong. So I answered the phone.
Something got to be wrong. I called, right?
I mean, it wasn't my birthday. You called me on my birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Father's Day, and pretty much that's it. So when you called, you asked, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And that was one of the best decisions I have ever made. If I wouldn't have did this show and I would have saw it with me not being on it, I would have poured some bleach in my lemonade and just drunk it and just
That's hilarious. Now it's so funny. You were very, I think, a little apprehensive, I would say, when I called you about the show, and then I think you started to get excited. But how did you feel when I told you, yeah, we about to do a show on BT, but you got to find my next boo? How did you feel about that? Being my ex-husband, how did that feel?
I mean, I was cool with it. I was cool with it. I was like, okay, I can find her somebody, because me and her, we're not like that anymore. And everything was fine until I saw you sitting on the dude lap in the hot tub. That's when it got real to me, and I had to get up out of the pool area and I had to go somewhere else because it was just. I mean, I've never saw you date. Every time I saw you, you had eyes for me, and when I saw some other dude, you sitting on the dude lap,
like children, maybe.
Yeah, that was too much. As a matter of fact, if you look at the picture behind our picture, that little pink thing I'm standing in front of, that's where I was sitting, looking at you and your boy in the hot tub across the pool area. I was like, I can't take this. I gotta go. So that's why I got up and left out of the pool area. But before that, it was all good. But when I saw that, I was like,
And you are just hilarious. You almost leave me speechless with some of the things that you say. And if you haven't seen it, make sure that you tune into BET's After Happily Ever After. All 8 episodes are available now. We wrapped taping about December. Well, it aired, it finalized in December. Amazing show. It'll keep you laughing. It'll keep you wanting to pinch him. It might even have you mad at me a little bit because this man here did some thing like choose himself and I declined. You know what I mean? And so many women just felt that I should have gave this handsome young man another chance. And I believe chances are for Jesus. And I'm not Jesus. And so, we're just going to move on and be cousins. You know what I mean?
No, listen, I was a catch. I thought I was a good catch.
See, ladies, you hear it right here. Anything, when the man starts talking about he's the catch and you the prize, and you the prize, hear him out.
But finding somebody and then you had to sleep in the same, and then once I found someone for you, they had to move into the mansion.
On the next after.
And that was just. Then I had to see you date in my face constantly, morning and night, and they didn't have any TVs, and you couldn't have your phone, so it was just you just sit there and look.
Oh man, but I tell you, After Happily Ever After was definitely an experience. One that I definitely wouldn't trade in, but I think that it made our relationship closer. We didn't speak, like I said, like he mentioned, holidays, somebody died, when the children had something to do with the children, and I think this gave us like a whole new relationship, like a restart. We started over.
Right. And speaking of the children, you hung out with my children you spoke to them more than you spoke to me. And I spoke to your child more than I spoke to you. And
well, one of them, I'm only 6 months older than. So I feel like we have a good connection when we graduated high school. And so, yeah.
Yeah, you're 6 months older than my oldest child. Yeah. Okay.
All right, player. All right, player.
But they love you. They love you. All my children love you. I love your child. Kyle is like my son. He still calls me Pops. We communicate and all the time. So even the relationship with me and Kyle got better now that you're in my life. Because now I know where he is. That boy changed his phone number every year. So now I got his number. And I know now, when I came to Atlanta, he was like, I'm so glad you moved to Atlanta, Pops. I'm really happy. So that made me feel good. That was the best part of the whole situation is that I have a better relationship with Kyle.
I love that. I think so as well. I love seeing it. I think we have a really good family dynamic. I think it's very unusual to see two people who were married to have this type of relationship. Hell, it blew the TV away. It blew BET away. They just knew we had got something on the side. But like I tell people, I look at him like a cousin. And you love your family, right? And I consider my family to this day, in God's way. But no, he's an amazing stepfather, a great ex-husband, a great castmate. I really enjoyed time with him on the screen. I look forward to all that's to come.
And you told me one time, you said, you told me, you say, Mike, now I see why all of your ex-girlfriends are still your friends. You make a way better friend than you make a partner.
Yes, yes. And we are going to work on that for you, hopefully in the next life. But until then, we'll just continue on with our friendship. I really appreciate that. So just what last question before we go to the comments, and then just kind of turn it over to you for some last encouraging words. Now, everybody wants to know, would you do it again? Would you do it again with me? Like as far as a relationship, everybody want to know you want to be with me. So that's what they think. They want to know. Do you want your ex-wife?
No, you're too mean. You're mean to me. You're nice to everybody else, but you're too mean.
You don't want me back,
you know what? You hold me accountable. You hold me accountable, and that's probably what I don't like. But you do hold me accountable. You're the only person that I know that you won't allow me to do anything small. Even some of the girls who like me and they try to talk to me, you'll tell me, don't talk to her, she ain't pretty enough. Don't talk to her, she ain't shaped up enough. You need somebody bad. You need to date somebody like this. And it's like, you go harder for me than I go for myself. And I like having you in my corner in that aspect. So would I do it again? I don't know.
I like that. I'll answer that, and I'll say no, but I would say no. I would take it back. Yes, as long as it can end up just like this, because you and I's dynamic is so dope. I appreciate you being receptive when I hold you accountable, because you do the same thing with me. You be like, "Oh, girl, you got to fix the weed. That's not good." Like, I mean, just even on the aesthetics, you gonna make sure that your girl is tight. So I really appreciate that, and I look forward to being able to show the world that you can have this type of peaceful dynamic in a divorce, and it doesn't have to be messy. It doesn't have to be disgusting. You don't have to, I mean, and it takes some time to get here, but it's possible.
It wasn't messy. You took the wash and dryer, and that was, and that was, that was cool.
That's right.
You left me with the house, and you like, listen, you can have all of this. I'm out.
Hey, that's old stuff. Why are we bringing up old stuff? We in a new place right now. New place.
Like, you gonna leave me with everything? And I'm like, wow. You took your 2 cars and you was out.
Out of here. But it's all right. I appreciate everything that you did. We have a few comments I want to make sure that we address. And so thank you so much again, Curtis Ramsey. Let's see. This is Black Love. Yes. People get it messed up. They think Black Love always. This is Black Love, y'all. This is Black Love. No, we're not together. We together. We unofficially untogether. Let something happen to him. Let something happen to him. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? I must say it every time. The next comment, it said, Curtis asks, how do we handle feedback and criticism? I think this is a really good one. I'll let you take it and then I'll respond to it, Mike.
Well,
we experienced a lot of that.
Well, like, I've been famous before, but never Twitter famous or Instagram famous. So it's funny to me when I take criticism. I mean, the first negative comment was after the first show. They're like, Mike don't care about his ex-wife. He's looking for somebody to
I remember.
So it was funny to me. Some of the criticism that you got, I didn't like that. And I know I can't fight the world because, of how much I do love you and how much you are in my corner and I'm in your corner. So I didn't like some of the criticism for you, even though you turned it into a money-making opportunity. That's what you do. So I took it okay. It's just, some people can't take it like that.
Agreed. I think that was a great response. And it's a perfect response, because you kind of have to just take it with a grain of salt and turn it into an opportunity. No noise is bad. Any noise is good. And that's all I looked at it. I mean, they said some of the worst things they could have ever said about me online, y'all. But what I knew is that they wouldn't leave me alone with their daddy or their granddaddy or their husband in a room by themselves. So they can say all the things that they want to say. I could be all the rat face and all the terrible.
I mean, you are at that age. You are at the age in the point of your life you can date the son, the daddy, or the granddaddy.
Now, this is true. This is true. That's why they should watch their mouth. And so I let them say what they want to say. But I think in this business, especially when you decide to do reality TV, you have to kind of expect that and just turn it into a positive. Turn it into a money-making experience, baby. Let's go. That's a great question. We also have a question from Jennifer Ellis. I love how you all have a good friendship after divorce. I love that. Yes, we really, really do. I say it all the time. He's like my cousin. Yeah, I love him like a.
I felt a certain type of way when we first split up, but like I said on the show, you leaving, it made me stand up and be the man you wanted me to be, with no safety net. You're my safety net. I was wild and reckless. Okay, I blew this money. I know Nicole got a bag in the bank. She'll take care of it. I didn't pay my child support. I know Nicole to take care of it. I'll just shoot her the money back. And when you left, it made me be the man that I should have always been. So like I said on the show, you made me a better man by coming into my life, but you also made me a better man by leaving my life, because you made me stand up and just pay for my own mistakes. I had to watch me. I didn't have nobody else watching me. I had to watch myself. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you for those words, Mike. See, how could I not love him? That's honesty for your ass, y'all. And I appreciate that. We've grown. We have Patsy Beckett. Hey, Patsy, said Big Mike. What's up, dude? Want to see you on some more television? Yeah. Hey, shout out to our published Chanel Hudson. Okay, you see the comments, girl.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Patsy. I appreciate that. And I'm going to be on more reality TV because they give you money to sit around and talk trash to people. And they give you money for that. And I can talk trash. And I like money. So what a great combination. That you sit around and just talk trash. I didn't want to choke anybody. I ain't choked nobody since '99. So I'm still working on me.
I know them knees bad from all them years of Tootsie Roll here. Mike, I want to tell you, thank you so much. Any final words you want to leave the people before you?
Yes, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. And I don't listen to anyone that's older than me. So I listen to your ideas, Nicole, and I just want to thank you for even now continuing to make me better. I have a lot of things coming down the pipe for me because of you, because of that one phone call, and I just appreciate it. And like you said, it ain't got to be all bad.
That's right.
You could break it with somebody. Don't be upset that you broke up. Just be happy that it happened. Right. And I learned you don't own anybody. You only lease them for the time you got. So have fun with them while they're there, and when they leave, just be happy that you had that moment with them.
Oh, thank you so much. And Mike, any shows or any upcoming concerts you want to air?
Yes, we have a bunch of shows, but we got a gigantic one in Atlantic City with Peter Guns, the Tough Crew. It's 50 groups in one concert. They're paying us to come up there and do one song. That's Whoop That Is. Because we were the first rap group to ever perform at the World Series, 1993. The Phillies, Philadelphia Phillies against the Toronto Blue Jays, and we performed on the field on the 7th inning stretch, 95 South Wood area. So we're going to be up there in June. 50 different groups, one song. We get in the bag for one song. I like shows like that.
Timeless music, baby. Timeless music. A few more comments from Patsy. She said, you and Nicole need to hop in the truck together and document for TV. Chanel Hudson. That's our publicist and our manager. Do you hear some of these comments? Not a bad idea. I like that. We also have a comment from She Trucking that says, thank you, Nicole, for bringing Mike. Oh, shout out to my sister, Sheree. I appreciate it.
Sheree. We at, Sheree. We at.
That's my girl, my sister, and I really appreciate it. All right, Mike, do you want to give them a website or anything like that before you get on out of here?
Yeah, you can follow me on IG at Mike95 South. That's MIKE 95 South. And make sure you visit beardmojo.com. I appreciate you.
All right. We had the one and only Mike 95 South, 69 Boys, my ex-husband, and my favorite castmate from BET's After Happily Ever After in the building. We really appreciate him coming through, dropping us with some history when it comes down to hip-hop. He is a legend, y'all. If you don't know who Mike is, that means you're young, but that's okay. Go ask your mama. I bet you she does, because, baby, she was Tootsie rolling back in the 90s, honey, because I know mine was. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Nicole Nikki Ward. I have another promo for you guys before I get out of here. I cannot forget to go ahead and run my last promo from Perry. All right, so I got 20% off. This is a really, really exciting new company. They are actually featured in Target as well. They have sustainable fabric, and they primarily have underwear and different type of undergarments, a lot of sleek swimwears and cute little outfits. And they're a new company that is definitely doing your thing. You're able to mix and match. One of the things I absolutely love about them is they have materials, and their models are real, y'all. These are real women wearing clothing. You see the stretch marks, you see the bellies, because, baby, that's real life. And I really, really appreciate them. So make sure you use my code I am the _Nicole to receive 20% off. They are in Target, but you won't be able to use that. So make sure you visit their website, www.perry.com, and use me, I am the _Nicole to receive 20% off on all their cute little accessories, swimwear, undergarments, etc. I also want to thank our other sponsors. We got Mr. Beard Mojo that came through, Mr. Mike, whoop, 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 and amazing author Sandra Covington for dropping the truck driver's wife. I apologize. So we have author Sandra Covington. Thank you so much for gracing us with the truck driver's wife. Make sure you guys go pick that book up on her website, or you pick it up on Amazon. Great book about holding down your man. Great book for wives and spouses. Man, this industry isn't easy. And when your man is gone, you need something to support on. So you need some level of support, and know that you're not in it alone. We all go through this, especially when it's a transition. So this book is definitely going to help with your adjustments, your loss in your game, and surviving it all. So make sure you go ahead and you purchase Sandra Covington's book, The Truck Driver's Wife. All right, holding down the home front, y'all. Make sure you go out and get it. We really appreciate it. And beardmojo.com. Make sure you're using AAWTA to receive 20% off at beardmojo.com too. We thank all our sponsors for giving us something to give back to you. Okay, that is beardmojo.com. Promo code AAWTA for 20% off here as well. We got all kind of goodies. I hope if you missed it and I said it too fast, make sure you're catching the replay. And you'll only be able to do that and get that reminder if you like, share, and subscribe, okay? And you get this information, and you can slow it down, you can stop it, you can write it down, whatever you need to do. But either which way, I really want to thank everyone for tuning in. I thank our guests. We thank everyone for your amazing comments, and we thank all of our sponsors. We have one more show, so make sure you're here logging in the same place, same time next week. We'll see you soon. Thank you, CTR Media, for making sure you have a spot. The Power of Podcasting, y'all, is this Saturday in Atlanta. Don't miss it. You got me there. You got Sheree there, and awesome, amazing speakers. Thank you, Dr. Tina Ramsey, for making sure you're holding this platform. If you're in Atlanta, you don't want to miss it. If you have access to Atlanta, or you can make it here, 4 tickets left. This is about to be a sold out event. Jump on it right now. All right, Power Podcasting, we are here this Saturday. Make sure you pull up, get your tickets. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I'm your host, Nicole Nikki Ward, and I am your president of AAWTA. We are still looking for brand ambassadors. Make sure you go to our website and you fill out an application right now. We would love to have you a part of our community. Community is where it's at. Community is what we need to grow and thrive. As you see, we have an amazing sisterhood with Sheree as she trucking AAWTA. We appreciate the partnership. We appreciate the sisterhood. And I look forward to the future. Bye, everyone. And I'll see you next week.
On the next After Happily Ever After.
To see her date in my face,
got me feeling some type of way.
Our exes are struggling
Maybe I can make you happy now.
I don't get it. It's like a joke.
to hold back raw feelings.
Do you honestly think you're gonna be in a relationship with this nigga?
You can't disrespect me
I
like
said,
that,
well,
bro.
you're not gonna do anything about it. We're gonna leave here, and she's going back with me.
Is it love or ego?
I want to talk to the man.
You need to calm down.
All new After Happily Ever After. Wednesday at 10 on BET.
She Trucking Podcast is an informative podcast that is dedicated to bringing listeners the latest news and updates from the ever-evolving transportation industry. Founded by industry expert and entrepreneur Sheree Moore, and powered by CTR Media Network. Whether you're a seasoned transportation professional or just getting started in the industry, the She Trucking Podcast offers valuable insights and advice to help you stay ahead of the curve. Learn more online at shetrucking.com.